Imagine opening your eyes slowly and letting the focus come back after a nasty fall during a skydiving incident in Mexico. As your eyes begin to focus, you realize the presence of a blood-splattered skeleton standing in front of you with extremely scary eyes and lots of accessories around them. Chances are, you could be looking at the god of death. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Mythlok with your host Nitin Nair, and in today's episode we will be looking at the god of death from Aztec mythology, Michlantechutli. Now Michlantechutli, also known as Lord of the Land of the Dead, was an Aztec deity who held dominion over death and was venerated throughout Mesoamerica. Along with his consort Michlantechutli, he presided over the underworld realm of Mictlan. Michlantechutli held sway over the 10th day of the Aztec calendar, Itzcuintli or the dog, as well as being the 5th lord of the night and either the 6th or the 11th lord of the day. He was analogous to Yom Kimmel of Maya, Kedo of the Zapotec, and Tihuime of the Tarascan people. The god was closely linked to the southern cardinal direction, as well as the owls, spiders, and bats. Spirits of those who met their demise in ways that did not qualify them for entry into various paradises, such as those who died in war, sacrifice, childbirth, drowning, lightning strikes, and certain illnesses, embarked on a treacherous 4-year expedition through the 9 levels of Mictlan. Finally, in the last level, where Michlantechutli presided, they either vanished or found peace. He was often portrayed as a towering figure standing at 6 feet tall with a frightening appearance that struck fear into the hearts of mortals. His body was depicted as a blood-splattered skeleton covered in bones and adorned with various macabre accessories. Although his head was usually depicted as a skull, his eye sockets contained actual eyeballs, adding to his terrifying appearance. Michlantechutli was often depicted as a skeletal figure wearing a headdress made up of owl feathers which symbolized the death and night. He may also wear a skull mask, bone earplugs, costume of owl feathers, and even a necklace of eyeballs. He has curly black hair and powerful eyes which allow him to penetrate the gloom of the underworld. On occasion, he can be wearing clothes and a conical hat made from bark paper. Michlantechutli was a significant deity in the Aztec pantheon who presided over the land of the dead known as Mictlan. According to Aztec mythology, he was created by a group of gods who played a fundamental role in constructing the universe. This deity was not born to other gods, which was a unique aspect of his creation story. The Aztecs believed in a binary god system where gods were often depicted in male-female pairs sharing power over their respective domains. In this context, the fact that Michlantechutli and his wife Michlantechutli ruled over Mictlan together was not unusual. Michlantechutli was created at the same time as her husband, and they were considered equal partners in their rule over the underworld. Talking about equal partners, we are equal partners with our subscribers as well, as we tend to take your input into what the next character or theme that we should be looking into. If you want to have more of a say and start helping us create the content as well, join the membership button which we have activated and start connecting with us on a much closer level. Michlantechutli's position in Aztec cosmology and his residence are both indicated by his name. His name, which translates to Lord of the Land of the Dead, is the result of his position as Mictlan's ruler. Skeletal imagery was a representation of fertility, good health, and abundance in the world of the Aztecs, alluding to the close symbolic connections between life and death. As a representation of his high status as a lord of Mictlan, he was frequently shown wearing sandals. His arms were frequently shown raised in an aggressive pose, suggesting that he was prepared to rip apart the dead as they approached him. Michlantechutli is frequently shown in the Aztec codices with his skeletal jaw gaping open, ready to take in the stars that fall upon him during the day. The Aztecs distinguished between the souls of people who died natural deaths, that is from old age, illness, etc., and the souls of the three types of souls they had identified. He was one of the few deities they believed to rule over all three of them: heroic demises, or during childbirth, or unheroic deaths. The life-giving gods Michlantechutli and Michlantechutli's opposites and complements were Michlantechutli and his wife. Michlantechutli was also the god of the day sign Itzcuintli, or dog, one of the 20 such signs recognized in the Aztec calendar, and was thought to provide the souls of those born on that day. He was the fifth of the Aztecs' 9 night gods and was regarded as the origin of souls for those who were born on the 6th day of the 13th week. In addition, he served as a secondary week god for the 10th week of the 20-week cycle of the calendar, working with the sun god Tonatiuh to represent the contrast between light and darkness. If we look at modern day influence or the kind of impact they have had on modern culture and pop culture in general, the mesmer skin in Fortnite is based on Michlantechutli. Although the skin's ID and cosmetic sets reflect its inspiration, the skin's description does not mention the Aztec pantheon. Instead, it focuses on the skin's appearance of horror comedy featuring a green outfit, big eyes, and zombie-like teeth. Michlantechutli has appeared in various forms of media, including comic book series and a live-action film. In El Muerto, the Aztec zombie comic book series, the god appeared as a recurring character, while the 1998 comic Days of the Dead, the numero uno edition, also featured the deity. The live-action film adaptation, released in 2007 and directed by Brian Cox, depicted Michlantechutli as a skeleton with all spoken lines delivered in the Nahuatl language. Michlantechutli, although the name is as complicated as it sounds, is a very important character in the whole Aztec pantheon because of the impact that he has on the general upkeep of balance in society. As god of the dead or the underworld, his role in maintaining balance becomes extremely important when it also comes to distinguishing the types of dead and the types of soul that actually are sent to him. The last couple of episodes of Mythlok have been slightly on the darker side, with us focusing on a few darker entities that are there in multiple mythology. But we will be switching this up really soon because we know how much our viewers and listeners love variety, and we always strive to bring that to them. Because at the end of the day, Mythlok, the home of mythology, is a home to all of us. And when you click that subscribe button, you are invited with open arms into our family. Thank you very much to everyone who takes time out to connect with us via the comments or in our community posts. Until next time, this is your host, Nitin Nair, signing out by reminding you once again that Mythlok is the home of mythology.